رمضان يا خير الشهور يا فضل رحمن غفور فيك البشائر غيثها.
Okay, so my name is Zainul Abideen Sahib, and I run an AI consultancy. I very quickly realized after my degree was in maths and physics, that I like more tangible problem solving. And then from there, it just sort of naturally transitions into data engineering and AI. Since 2017, I've been in data engineering and more in AI. Programming and AI allows you to move really fast and engineer stuff really fast. And even in Jamaat, there's a lot of things you can do. You can do, for example, translations. You can do extremely fast. And you can help others do that faster. It's really important. So the thing is that because of my work is so much on technology and so much on computers and screens and stuff, and even on computers, you're right into it, and AI, and there's so much fake news and deep fakes and all these things happening. It's like a sandstorm. And the thing is that slowing down, concentrating on God, actually sort of, it's a bit like if you have sandstorm and then the sandstorm has gone, but there's still sand in the air, and then it's rain, and then everything sort of settles down. So that's the effect of Ramadan, that it sort of settles everything down and it really grounds you towards your goal. I was born in Pakistan. I was born in Gujarat. And in Gujarat, there's obviously, it's a cultural. So in Ramadan, what happens is there's a guy who's going around in the streets, drumming around, trying to wake people up. And then there's you wake up, and then you can sometimes even buy stuff in the morning outside. There's a whole culture around it. And then you prepare all sorts of food, and then there's the iftari food, and then there's food. So you normally have like samosa and pakori, and then you have other things, and then you go to the masjid all together. So it's quite a cultural thing where everyone's involved in that month, in that sphere. There's few things. One is that Ramazan's important aspects are worship, and one is we try and do more regular visits to the masjid. And the other is we try to read Quran much more than in normal days. And when we wake up, we try and do tahajjud as well. And then you also go to Islamabad, you go to Hazur, you pray behind Hazur. Not only Friday sermons, but also like other prayers. That's the most beautiful thing being in London, being able to go to Islamabad, pray behind Hazur anytime, basically. That's the most important aspect. And the thing is that I have felt, I have a daughter of, roughly 2 years old now, and it has an effect on her that she is able to associate that when we go to Islamabad, I wear this cap. It shows that she knows we go there. It's a particular sort of event we go there for. And it basically instills in her in a very young age. So that's the sort of effect that is able to, we're able to bring here. Straight after Fajr, I read Holy Quran. And so I'll try and read a portion of that. And after that, my meetings normally begin at 9:30 or so. I might sometimes catch some sleep. Sometimes I might go to the gym. Sometimes I might actually do some work, because there are two types of works I have to do, where one is just responding to meetings and messages coming. The other one is more like planning and looking at what needs to be done here. And that requires no disturbance, like you need to be fully concentrated and be in the flow. So that kind of work sometimes is really good. You do it after Fajr. And I've done that even like at periods other than Ramadan. So that's really useful to do that. And then your meetings begin, then you're basically just responding to messages. The nature of my work changes quite a lot because it's AI, and because I have to use AI as much as possible. I have to advise companies on how AI is going to help you do this thing. So I have to experiment all the time. While that happens, there's often time when I can sit down and reflect in Ramadan, I will try and reflect on things or maybe try and read a book. And then by the time of, say, Zohar, I would do Zohar namaz. And then after that, it's just making sure that meetings are done, amount of work is done. Often it means to kick off some processes that AI is going to work on its own while I'm away from the computer. Then I can either do some Jamaat work. So there might be a lot of projects going on at the same time. So and AI would be doing those as well. So I have to check progress on that. And then it's almost Iftari time. And during that time, I would be helping with family, trying to prepare, come downstairs, spend some time with my daughter. I might have to put my daughter to sleep. Sometimes I have to do that. And this is another sort of time I've spent with my daughter. The great thing is that there's a lot of aspects of where Khilafat has provided so much guidance, and especially in AI, my work and my spiritual journey. And so if I concentrate on the spiritual journey, the Friday sermons are the most important. And then the second most important is the This Week with Hazur sessions. They are the most important things. Within the This Week with Hazur sessions, Hazur has given guidance on AI, usage of AI, where it's good and where it's not good, where you should excel at and where you need to be careful. So Hazur has provided guidance on all of these things in This Week with Hazur sessions. And then the other aspect is that I actually read a lot of Hazrat Muslim Maud's writings. And there's a lot of guidance on success and principles of success and principles of time management and principles of what good looks like, how much work should be done, how hard you have to work. I've worked on some projects where some projects just flow so well. You can feel that God is guiding it. There's some sort of blessings in this project that it just flows so well, and the whole project, and it's a very complex piece. It's done in 2 weeks, and normally something like this you could literally be thinking about it for years. It's one of those things, and but I've also seen where something takes long, and you're thinking, why is it taking so long? And then you sort of you get the you experience both sides. And you experience that when you experience a project takes long, then you also appreciate when it's done really quickly, and so there's basically both aspects. And when it's taking longer, it teaches you something else. When it's done quickly, then you see that the hand of God, that okay, you know what, this needs to be done faster. So after Iftari, there's namaz. Sometimes I would try and do that in the masjid. So sometimes there are iftaris in the masjid. Sometimes it's at home, but then you go for namaz, for Isha. And you sit down with family, spend time with family. And sometimes there's work. And I try my best, because now this is something, it's a newly, it's only possible now, that I try and give some work for AI to do while I'm away from the computer. So I would say that there's definitely ridiculous amounts of room for improvement in how much work we can do. And if you use the technology correctly, you can literally 10x your efforts. And that means that you can spend more time with family, and you can spend more time in your spiritual journey, and also Jamaat work. So the thing is that I cannot see any argument why one should not become good at AI, or why one should not spend time experimenting and figuring out where AI can really help them save time, because that time can be spent elsewhere.